Okay, hello all, Havoc here. It's been a couple of days since I posted up a video. I did get this in the day after my video card, and this is Corsair Carbide 400R. This is the case I'm going to use for my build, and you didn't get an unboxing because when I received it in, there was water damage on the box, and so terrified, I ripped the box open. But this is about as far as I've gotten. So obviously you get a case and a little production manual, tell you how it all goes together, and a little warranty against defects card. So sorry for the odd orientation. I'll be getting a better camera here soon. Just using a Logitech simple webcam. So a little breakdown of all the hardware you need for the case. It's a little hard to see, but a little parts breakdown. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and then it shows you internally all the expansions and all the little breakouts for everything that comes apart inside. I guess it's easy for me to read, not so easy for you. So, okay, so there's that. So now the case itself. Specifically, I got this case because the processor I'm going to be using this build is going to be water cooled, and so I liked the fact that Corsair incorporates this little notched, indented area, right? Not indented, raised area for a radiator. Specifically, I'm going to be using the H100i by Corsair, so this is guaranteed to fit their product. Something I was not aware that this case comes with as a bonus feature is a handle. That's pretty slick. It's very robust. Pulled it out of the box. I was like, holy crap, it's got a handle. That's awesome. Specific features I was looking for in a case. Black, held a radiator, and other than that, side-mounted drive bays. We'll get to that in a second. And then lastly, USB 3 on the front bezel. That was pretty much it. So, front bezel, let's go there. So, here's what it looks like from the front. Try to get it all into the camera shot there. And get some of that glare off of it. One way or another, I guess. There we go, I think it's a little bit better. Alright, so this is why I stick to game recording. So it's got all the buttons you need for all the front. You got power, reset, lights, USB 3, audio jacks, which I won't be using because the front I/O jacks are not going to be good, and I'll probably going with a standalone sound card with a breakout box. So front bezels for 5 1/4, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using these. I think I will be installing a 5 1/4, but if there's enough room inside, I'm going to try something different. I think I'm going to install it backwards. So if I want to use a CD-ROM, I take the side case off because I don't use a CD-ROM very often at all. I don't know, just something I want to try. If anything else, I might modify this to attach to the front CD-ROM bezel, so when I eject the CD, this whole bezel piece would come out, so I don't get rid of this beautiful front face. So there's two 120mm fans inside this case already. Corsair brand fans, which are pretty good quality. So we'll stick to the outside first, and then we'll go internal. So the sides, they protrude. You can see this little pocket here. And now let's go to the back. Pretty much a new standard power supply on the bottom. I/O shield here. Grommeting. I don't plan to go external water cooled, but for pass-throughs or an instance where I do want to eventually do some external water cooling, these grommeted holes are really nice for that. So another Corsair fan on the back. Really good location for the power supply. Continuing with sticking with the outside first. The bottom Also has a section for ventilation and another radiator if you did want to run 2 radiators in this case. So this is pretty cool. Allows you to get ventilated air or filtered air in and out of your case. So this is obviously your draw. So, all right. So let's go ahead and lay this on its side and crack it open. Okay. Yeah. So here's the side of the case. And inside, lots of black. Shows it really well on camera. Again, here we go. This is exactly what I was shooting for in a case. I wanted side-mounted drives. We got, let's see, 2, 4, we got 6 side-mounted drives. I'm going to start out using up 3 right off the bat. SSD and 2 terabytes. These videos, they take up a lot of room. So, and then here are the docking bays for the 5 1/4. So, based upon how much room is right here, is where my CD-ROM would eject out to. So, that's kind of what I was thinking, is have it rear firing to where I put my OS in there and install it, take the disk out, and done. It's nice to have a CD-ROM for installing things like an OS, but if you're not using it, then why have it? So I'm going to get one. They're cheap. They're like 30, 40 bucks. If this doesn't work out, then like I said, I'll just make it the bezel on the front look clean. So these are little plastic drop-ins. Pretty simple. Actually, I have an SSD right here, so I'm going to grab that real quick. Okay, back. So it's a 240 gig SSD. So it looks like, yeah, cool. I won't need standalone mounts. I can just mount it right to this. That's kind of cheesy. It looks really odd in this entire space. I could probably put like 2 SSDs in this one slot alone. I might even look into that. So let's drop in there like that. Let's see here. Cabling, these got to be for the front I/O shields. Power for the front case fans, I'm sure. Here's for the rear fan. And so, yeah, everything's rubber grommeted. Even in the inside of the case is rubber grommeted for pass-throughs to that massive 3/4 inch gap. Look at that. I can put my hand underneath the motherboard tray. And the motherboard tray is recessed. So it's pretty cool. It allows you to route power down, up, over, and around, down through, because this is where your power supply would be, is down here. So it's going to allow me to route power through, underneath the motherboard, come back up on the top where your power connections are usually at for your processor and motherboard. So let's see what this has. I just think this is the pinout for the front of the case. So yeah, these are just the headers connections for the front of the case. These are your reset power and all that fun stuff. Then this is going to be FireWire. This will be audio. It's actually marked. And then this one here, I'm going to guess, is the USB 3 header. 2 of them. So, cool. Throw that away. Alright, so then we get to the little box of goodies. So they just put it in a little hard drive tray here. Let's take some other unboxings, and this is pretty much a Corsair standard. They just drop it in there so it's not bouncing around inside your case, trashing everything. Might actually retain this little box filled with hard drive holes for the little pins for full-size hard drives. Alright, we're going to set this aside and then dump out our little box of toys, and then we'll come back to the case here in just a second. Use this nifty little handle here. Okay. Our box of toys. All empty. Okay, so we saw that connector. This goes to it, and yes, that does go to the USB. So those are an adapter. We got some zip ties and cable hooks. Some double-sided stick tape, cable hooks or cable management. Some longer screws, shorter screws. Wow, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of screws and some standoffs for the motherboard, just in case yours require a non-standard location. So that's pretty cool. So alright, there's that. This is your little hardware box case. Let's put all these back in here. Let's see. Thinking over. What do I think about the case? The case was pretty cheap. I mean, for considering it's a name brand case, it wasn't a Roswell or any of the other generic cheap cases. I'm liking this. The ability to... Let's take the back cover off. Let's see how... Whoa, those are on there tight. Let's see how that looks on the back side. Wow. Alright, so there's the rear cover off. Looks like so. Alright, so we'll set this down. Wow, this thing has no weight to it now. I took that other cover off and now this thing is light as a feather. So, okay, so here's where the power supply would have been, down here, when we had it flipped over. Power will come through here. We can route it up around wherever we want to. Back into here. There's a channel up here. That's kind of where I was looking for. The power supply I'm going with is a modular style, so I will be able to route through small little ducts like this and stuff like that. And these are pretty nice. These are little standoffs for wire management. So they shipped black ones, which I will probably use or go out and pick up some more. But you know, you can use zip ties to route your cables together. That's pretty cool. And then if I plug my hard drives in going this way, I can actually route my cable management to all be on the back side. So the clean side of the hard drives are going to actually be on the front. Yeah, it looks like everything's routed a little bit interesting, such as like this is going up through here to there and then back up and down and around. So yeah, when I build this, I'm going to origami the whole thing. I'm going to make every wire as neat as possible for the level of components I'm purchasing and how good the components are going to look together. I mean, you guys saw that graphics card. That thing's going to look wicked as hell on this case. Brings me to an interesting point. This case does not have a glass side. So I will probably be removing this vented section and be replacing it with a piece of custom cut acrylic. I might even find a piece of glass and install a piece of glass and maybe even do some acid etching of a design, or maybe my Let's Play logo, something like that on the piece of glass, because the components that are going in this case, they need to be seen. They're crying out. They're like, ah! So, let's see. Overall, the case, I love the design. Simple. The finish is really awesome. It's a graphite black. It's really not going to come across in the camera, but it has a hint of metallic to it, a hint of metallic flake. It's not a full-on black. It's more of a gunmetal. It's a pretty decent powder coat. I've done powder coating in the past and know what powder coating looks like. So it's pretty good coat. But yeah, I've only got one complaint in this entire case. The entire case. There is a windowed version, so that's my bad. I could have bought one that has a window. I didn't think I'd want one until after I opened that video card. So I've never been one for one, an open window case. But after seeing that video card, now I want to build one. Okay, so the one complaint about this case, and this is it. These little thumb screws are like the most petite little things ever. And I'm probably going to replace these. Even if that requires tapping and drilling the case to a larger thumb screw set, because these things are so dainty. The back ones I couldn't even get open with my fingers. I had to get a screwdriver. They were insanely tight, but still, I have some much larger thumb screws from other components, and I'm definitely going to be using those. Other than that, the case is great. I love it for the price especially. You guys can look up the case online, see what it is. It's a Carbide series from Corsair. It's the 400R. Yeah, not much else to say. It's going to be about a week until I get any more components in, because I'm going to do all the next components in one batch run. And the motherboard I want to buy is currently out of stock. Newegg, Amazon, everybody, it's out of stock. So either next week when I get paid, I'd make a trip down to the Fry's Electronics and pick up all my components then, or hopefully Newegg and Amazon get one in stock and I'm able to purchase it all in one shot. So cool, this is my case review. It's not really an unboxing, but kind of sort of a Carbide 400R series by Corsair. So cool. Like, comment, subscribe, and hey, if you haven't yet and you're just checking this video out because you want to see what this case looks like, head over to my channel, check out my playlists. I'm playing Space Engineers. There's a few videos up there for video spotlights for Space Engineers, as well as a couple for 7 Days to Die. More content coming soon, so this is Havoc. So long for now.